Hello, my name's Alex, and I'm here with Pete, and we're going to show you guys our AI fashion recommender that we made.
Okay, so the problem we're trying to solve is that everyone has their own style, but describing that style and getting inspiration on similar fashion can be difficult. Our AI agent helps describe the vibe of your fashion and provides clothing that resonates. I know personally, I've had the same style for the past maybe 10 years, and I would like to maybe change up my style, and this AI agent will help me do so.
So to go over a little bit of an overview of how we created our agent, first we started with data extraction, which we used a clothing API scraper to get clothing brands, article titles, image titles, and product URLs from over 500 clothing images from neimanmarcus.com as well as Old Navy. We scraped that using Python and exported that data to a CSV. We then used vector embeddings for each image. We used Claude 3 Sonnet LLM to basically describe each image using AWS Bedrock. And through those textual descriptions of the clothing, we used Cohere to assign embeddings to each Claude description to create semantic meaning for all 500 plus images. And then from there, we created a cosine similarity function to create a similarity between the user query that a user inputs, which we'll get to in our demo, to create a cosine similarity between the user query as well as all of the images in our database. And that function returns the top 5 clothing articles to match to the user query, which the user can then select and get recommendations for. And where the user interacts with our AI recommender is through Streamlit. So we connected the Cohere and similarity functions to Streamlit for a seamless user experience. And now we're going to go into our
Okay, so the first step is to search for an item of clothing that you'd like, and it returns the top 5 matches by cosine similarity, comparing the embeddings of the user search with the clothes in our database. Then once you select an item, you search for a second item to complete the outfit.
Here we're searching for baggy pants.
And then once you select the second item, it outputs the final outfit and also calls Claude to create a description of that outfit and compares that description to your celebrity.
But what's actually going on under the hood? So first, the user queries answers the question, what kind of clothing are you looking for, in Streamlit, and what that does, that user query is inputted into the Cohere function that we made using AWS Bedrock to be embedded. So red polo would get a semantic meaning and be compared to, or just get embedded with Cohere.
Next, the cosine similarity function compares the embedding for that user query to the embeddings we have in our database for our database of all the clothes we scrape from Neiman Marcus and Old Navy. And then we have a Python function that returns the top 5 matches in order of highest cosine similarity.
And then from those top 5 matches, the user chooses their favorite article of clothing. So in the picture to the left, the user chose that person in the red polo. And from there, Streamlit prompts the user to input another article of clothing that they would potentially like to pair with the selected article. And that same exact process that we just explained repeats itself for the other selected article of clothing.
Then once the outfit is complete, Claude is called to describe the outfit as a whole and also describe the clothing items individually. And then Cohere will embed that description from Claude. And then the cosine similarity function is used to compare that completed outfit to a database of celebrity outfits that were also described using Claude and embedded with Cohere.
And then final outfit or output is a celebrity that most matches what you inputted for your clothing preferences. And also it outputs a archetype. So this archetype or the celebrity match here is Tiger Woods, and that archetype is athletic competitor. And for some next steps with our AI fashion recommender, primarily one of the biggest ones we wanted to do was to connect to hundreds of website APIs to scrape clothing and images and descriptions instead of manually scraping, because one, it would just kind of automate the process a little bit more and make it less manual, as well as we would be able to just get way more volume of images and clothing from the internet. Let me do the next one. The other one that we would like to do is to change the user interface from Streamlit to be kind of like a swipe left to right format to choose your outfit preferences. So if you like an article of clothing, you'd swipe right. If you don't like it, you'd swipe left, and you'd do that a certain number of times to where the AI fashion recommender kind of has an idea of your preferences and can recommend outfits based on that. And then another next step would potentially be to save the user history that somebody has accumulated over a certain amount of time to develop certain fashion styles per user, which would be really helpful, as well as to enable users to click on recommended clothing articles that they like that would actually take them to the online store selling that article of clothing so that they could purchase it themselves. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation.